Please welcome on stage the one, the only, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo just won an award for being the best player of the Champions League all time. Next week starts a new Champions League, a new format, so the old records cannot be broken again under the same circumstances. To break a record, it surely helps to win the whole competition, but that is not as easy as it sounds, even if you're a world-class player, because there are quite a few big name players who never won the competition. So let's look at the best ones who never won the Champions League. First to say, we won't include players from the very first format, because players like Maradona or Pele also haven't won it. So let's start with the youngest one in the list, Kylian Mbappé. He's probably the best player of the new generation, but it's of course hard to compare him with the old legends. Despite his record-breaking performances in the World Cup, he was never able to make this huge difference in the UCL. In 2020, when he reached a final with PSG, he lost 1-0 against Bayern Munich, and last year he was again not able to carry PSG, and so they crashed out against Dortmund. Next is Ballack, the German midfield legend, who was part of the horror treble of Bayer Leverkusen, where they lost the DFB Pokal final, the league with 1 point, and then the most heartbreaking, the UCL final against Real Madrid 2-1. One of the goals that night, Zidane's wonderful volley. But it got even worse for him. 6 years later, in 2008, he reached a final again, this time with Chelsea. They faced Manchester United, and after a 1-1 draw, it went to penalties. And despite Ballack scoring his own, Chelsea lost and Ballack had to go home as a loser yet again. Now are coming to Arsenal players, and maybe that's a problem, because Arsenal never won the trophy. One of them is Dennis Bergkamp, a world-class baller at his time. He surely could have been higher on this list, but half of his career he played the old format. At least he won the UEFA Cup, now called Europa League, 2 times with Ajax and Inter, but never the UCL. His final game before retirement was the UCL final in 2006. Arsenal lost 2-1 to Barcelona and Bergkamp didn't even play. It could have been the perfect ending, but it was not meant to be. The other Arsenal legend is Patrick Vieira, one of the greatest midfielders of all time, World Cup winner and part of the Invincibles. And he really was unlucky. He left Arsenal a year before they reached the final, and then left Inter in the January transfer window before they won the competition in 2010. He himself never got over the quarterfinals. The next player is a Ballon d'Or winner from 2006, Fabio Cannavaro. The iconic Italian defender, World Cup winner, played for some big clubs, but was never able to win the UCL. Inter, Juventus and Real Madrid, but it was a bit too early for the glorious times of Inter and Real. So his best finish was only a semi-final with Inter, where they lost the derby against AC Milan on away goal rules in their own stadium. And before we get to the next player, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos about certain types of players. Also, if you want to know how the new Champions League format even works, watch our video about it. Next player, Ibra Kadabra. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has the record for the most UCL appearances without winning it. Quite hard. And that despite he had time until he was 41 years old. Zlatan has scored over 560 goals. Not many strikers can come near to this. And he played for the biggest clubs in Europe: Inter, AC Milan, Juventus, Barcelona, PSG, Manchester United. But he was only able to win the Europa League. Like Vieira, he was quite unlucky. He left Inter in 2009, 1 year before they won it. His best finish was also that season, where he lost exactly against Inter in the semi-final. So he left Barca in that year, and they directly won it in the following year. The 3 best goalkeepers of modern football are Neuer, Casillas and Buffon, but one of them has never won the Champions League. Gianluigi Buffon holds together with Ibra the record for the most games without winning it. 17 consecutive seasons, and he lost the final 3 times, a record once again. In 2003, he lost to AC Milan in a penalty shootout despite saving 2 penalties. In 2015, Barcelona was too strong for Juventus and they got beaten 3-1. And again 2 years later, they lost a final to Real Madrid 4-1, with a bit of controversies in the final. So yeah, it surely was really hard for Buffon. Now we come to the best player to never win the UCL, and it's of course Ronaldo, R9. His namesake Cristiano is Mr. Champions League, but R9 was never able to fulfill the dream of the UCL, and that despite playing for European giants as Barcelona, Inter, AC Milan and the Galacticos, Real Madrid. The World Cup winner only won the UEFA Cup with Inter, and it's a bit odd, such a legend of the game, never winning this title. His best finish was the first season with Real Madrid, where they lost a semi-final against Juventus. Of course, there are also some other players we didn't mention, like Fabregas, Zambrotta, Cantona, or even most recently Harry Kane. But what is your opinion? Which other player did we leave out, and which player should have been ranked higher or lower? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching guys, and see you